the bundle was brilliant back in the day. As somebody who used to do the triple play, remember the triple play?
Yes.
You got the phone, you got the internet, you got the cable. You need that phone line. Well, what happened? I didn't need a phone line anymore. So I got one of these. Why am I paying for a landline if this is my main phone? So the triple play went away. So now it was about bundling the cable.
Triple play.
Thanks, Tom O'Brien. That's the second Tom O'Brien reference today. Then we got back to just, how can we make that bundle work for you? Well, you need the internet. Broadband speeds continue to increase, but you want that cable too. Things started to get more expensive as well. I moved to AT&T Uverse at one time because I was getting a better deal through Uverse through an introductory price. After, doing the negotiation and everything else, two things started to be true. This got really expensive, but the internet's gotten better, and I can now watch these things on streaming services for a hell of a lot cheaper. So I went from like $265 a month on internet and cable.
Yeah, that's probably the peak was.
Yeah, about $265 a month on internet and cable to using just AT&T fiber internet at gigabit speeds, and I got grandfathered in at $70 a month.
You're going to make me start doing math, and I don't think I'm going to like the answer.
You're not going to like the answer. So I ditched it, moved to AT&T fiber internet for $70 a month. I got that price because Google was coming into town with fiber. So AT&T was like, yo,
we
hey.
Don't have Google. We don't have Google. And
so in my neighborhood, we did. So I got it down to $70 a month. And remember, Hulu, when it was on the come up, was like $40 a month.
The come up, it was like 25. Now it's like what, 80?
Like it's close to $100 now.
Yeah.
At this point, especially when you start putting the add-ons. And then when you add HBO, you add Netflix. Now, again, these are things that you can take off and put on whenever you want.
Please stop making me do math right now.
But regardless, I'm still saving money right now versus where I was at $265. I am.
Okay.
And again, the key here is that I don't need Peacock. I don't need Netflix.
Sure.
I don't have Netflix anymore. You notice the pattern here. All right, they got rid of the triple play. And then suddenly you find, well, why do I have cable if it's costing me this much money? I have the internet and I can just watch this stuff on the internet. All right, well, there we go. And that's why we're here. So there's been a lot of people that have been kind of angry at my take that, y'all, we're here now. The shift has happened. And the argument to me has been, well, how many times have we seen these carriage disputes? And they always get resolved after a couple of weeks or whatever it is. I said, not when the company itself is straight up telling you they don't make money on this service anymore. If you don't believe me, I finally waited for Ben Thompson's piece. I subscribe to a newsletter called Stratechery. Ben Thompson has been on the forefront of a lot of shifts in consumption. So every time he has a newsletter on these types of things, I read it like the Bible, man. It's crazy. So he recently put out his take on what's going on. And he pulled some slides from an investor call from Charter Spectrum. This is readily available online. And the key piece here is their strategic view on video is that, here's the key part, the video product is no longer a key driver of financial performance. When a company is straight up telling you that not we don't need it, but we don't make money on this like we used to, and we can see how far we can go with living without it, that's an alarm bell for ESPN, Disney, and everybody else who wants to fight these carriage disputes. Okay, that's a problem.
Yeah, if I could make this analogous to a newspaper, classifieds are no longer like.
Well, look, man, let's bring it to radio. Radio is still the dominant form of in-car listening. Okay, because casual, you just turn a button and it's fine. And I used to fight that argument all the time. However, I know what the stats are. I know what we were fighting on radio. The amount of people who are listening to radio now compared to 5 years ago has dropped immensely. And when you cannot bring that to advertisers, that becomes a problem. And that's where ESPN Disney finds itself. They want to maintain the money they've been making for a very long time. The reason why they've been raising these carriage fees is to offset subscriber losses. When you're in 110 million homes, hey, man, you might be able to live with $1 less or a 50 cents less. But as they're dropping below 70 million homes, you have to up it up. You have to keep it up to maintain the bills that are due for all the sports you're paying for. So that's why they're raising the prices, because they have to maintain that money. Charter Spectrum's looking at them going, y'all, people are leaving you. People are leaving us. And that's where our money is right now. So Ben continues with the video dilemma and how these networks kind of found themselves in this position. And what they called it was the impoverishment cycle of what's happening with video. And a lot of it is blamed on, they saw what Netflix was doing. Netflix was making buku bucks on stuff. So Disney goes, well, we should do that too. We should own our own stuff. The problem is that Disney is losing money on Disney Plus and things like that because it's not as profitable as they thought it was. And this is something that is a larger conversation where these companies are finding out the hard way. Where's your stat? The F around and find out. They're finding out the hard way that it was much better for their business long term to make the content and sell it to somebody who wants it versus trying to own every single channel of the distribution. And what you come to find out is that you
vertically integrate.
You vertically integrated for short-term profits and long-term problems. Where have we heard that before, Joe? Where have you heard
that's
that
going to bother in, I don't know, 5 years?
So that gets us to where we are today. One other note from Ben Thompson, and he puts in a paragraph that I've been screaming the last couple episodes about why the ACC is not in a good position with what they're doing with ESPN. The biggest long-term question has to be around sports itself. Sports leagues could extract ever higher rights fees from ESPN because ESPN could extract ever higher affiliate fees from cable TV providers. If the latter is broken, then the former is as well. Yes, YouTube TV still exists and Disney still plans on ESPN streaming. All of those options, though, entail dramatically increased customer choice. Leagues like the NBA have shrugged off declining ratings with the certainty that they would, via cable TV subscribers, get paid regardless. But now the choice isn't just whether to click the remote, but whether to simply click cancel and watch something else. He argues for the rebundling of things, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But that paragraph right there succinctly points to what I've been screaming for years. The money isn't always going to be there because the business is changing. And if you're making your decisions based on how things have been, you're screwed. You cannot base your hypotheticals on how things have been, period. You have to look at where things are going. And the biggest issue that I have, and I had a couple people email me and through social media, I know there was one listener who's like, you guys got this wrong, or are you just adamant about it being a wrong choice? No, we're adamant about this being the wrong choice. And all this TV stuff is the freaking reason why. Maybe they'll take out classified ads, Joe. Maybe that's what they'll do next.